What's to YouTube fam? It's your girl TK, and I'm out here car vlogging as usual. Stop playing. Y'all know my life is hella busy, so I kind of make videos as I go, period. And with that being noted, today I really wanted to get online and speak to you guys about Donald Trump as well as the Department of Justice. Now, before I get into speaking about the Department of Justice, the first thing I want you guys to know is I did a video on Donald Trump, and we were discussing, racism, discrimination, and the fact that he was a full-fledged bigot. Honestly, I could not believe that in the 1970s, it was really out there where Donald Trump was saying, no blacks allowed. Oh my gosh, do you know what that could do to a person's mental? Knowing that all you wanted to do was pay your bills, live like every other citizen, and he tells you that because of the color of your skin, you cannot rent from him. You cannot be his tenant. You're not good enough. Your money is not wanted. As a matter of fact, you are not warranted to even speak to him. It's just disgusting. It's despicable. The treatment, the abuse, the neglect that he was doing. I cannot believe it. And I'm sure you can't either. Anyhow, with that being noted, today I really wanted to get online and speak to you guys about the Department of Justice. Now, the Department of Justice had to step in when Donald Trump was out here acting a fool. Well, it wasn't just Donald Trump, it was his father as well. And if you guys don't know, his father's name is Frank. So when Donald Trump and Frank was basically saying, you know what, we don't want people of color in our buildings. We don't want people of our color to be our tenants. We don't want people of color to be our applicants. When they were doing that, the Department of Justice had to step in, y'all. They had to intervene and say, you know what, that is discrimination. You are violating, you are breaching. You have to be open to all U.S. citizens applying and possibly, potentially living in your residences, living in your apartments, being your tenants. It was so bad, guys. This situation got so bad that, like I was saying, he had to end up going through a lawsuit. But, the lawsuit went into a settlement. And basically, the Department of Justice actually forced Donald Trump as well as his father to do certain criteria. Now, right now, what I'm going to do is, numero uno, I'm going to look it up real quick because I did put it on my community tab. But I want to tell you the criteria that Donald Trump as well as his father had to, comply with. That, you would think like, damn, you already should know you should be doing this. But in real time, he was not. And the Department of Justice did not force him. He would still not be doing it to this day. So let's just go over what he was required to do by the Department of Justice. Okay? So I'm going to my community tab. And this is what it says here. It says, well, I'm going to ask you now. Are you aware that the Department of Justice held Donald Trump accountable for discriminating against any person in the terms, conditions, or privileges of sale or rental of a dwelling? Did you know that Fred and Donald Trump were ordered to thoroughly acquaint themselves personally on a detailed basis with the Fair Housing Act? The agreement also required the Trumps to place ads informing minorities that they had an equal opportunity to seek housing at their properties. So it was so important for the Department of Justice to ensure that Donald Trump informed minorities that they had the same equal opportunities to apply for housing. But what's really throwing me off about this whole situation? The Department of Justice actually sued Donald Trump. But guess what? This man who had some real terrifying, negligent behavior is now, well, he's not now, but he was the 45th president of the United States. So they end up suing him, settling the case regarding discrimination, bias, segregation, and hate. And then they hired him years later to be the president of the United States. Now, if that's not a thriller, I don't know what is. I really don't know what is, y'all. Anyhow, if you haven't heard of that story, I highly recommend you looking it up. I think it's very much so giving interesting. And then you can tell me what you guys think about it. I'm sure you guys are going to tell me something good. You know, I am definitely open ears. And even good, bad, or ugly, I'm open to what you have to say. So with that being noted, please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Please keep those notifications on so you know when your girl is online. Peace, love, and happiness, guys. Bye.